Hello everybody, Nine and Des. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing fine. Cheers, dears. I want to talk about Megyn Kelly today. I had planned on doing another story. I'm going to include it. I'm going to start off with the original I'm going to do, and I'm going to add on to what she's been talking about with Epstein. Makes me want to fucking twitch her. Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly. Fired for being a blackface. And she's got the nerve to talk about Michelle Obama. Yeah. She said she's sick to death of Michelle Obama. She said Michelle Obama is a bitter woman. We're going to get into that. But first, if you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Love me, like me, share me. Don't forget to subscribe. That's it. You're looking at the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're getting a lot of views on this channel lately. It's awesome, but less than half are liking it. So I don't know, they're watching it but not liking it? Come on. You know you wanna. Yeah. So, hangers on. That's a big heart. Maybe it's this left side. But that's for Megyn Kelly. So don't forget, like me, love me, share me. Don't forget to subscribe. And let's get into Miss Megyn Kelly, shall we? So Megyn Kelly. How fucking dare ya? How dare you? You are bitching and moaning about one of the best first ladies that the United States has ever had, Michelle Obama. In the First Lady's book that she just put out today, she's talking about fashions and how she had to wear them, being the first black woman in the White House, because you know how she was scrutinized, even on the campaign trail. Seriously. Remember when she came out and she was introducing Barack, and he came out and they did a little fist bump? Oh, that's gang. Oh, yeah, that's ghetto. Yeah. Michelle Obama said in her book that she was mindful that she would be subjected to a very different set of expectations as the first black woman to fill the role of First Lady. She opted to wear her hair straightened while in the White House because she felt, and rightly so in my opinion, that MAGA would lose their absolute shit if she wore braids or cornrows or left her hair natural. You know. If you're honest with yourself, you know that's true. She also knew that anything and everything she did would be a distraction to her husband's presidency, and it would be scrutinized down to the minutest detail. Why do you think, Ms. Apparently Perfect Rich White Bitch, do you think that there was a law passed that prohibits discrimination against, and I'll say it, black people based on their hairstyle and texture? Why do you think that was a thing? The Crown Act. Some white people have very curly hair, and they are applauded by, oh, gee, I wish I had your curls. All us old ladies with straight white hair. But it takes hours and hours to strengthen or to straighten black people's hair. Hours. And the chemicals, by the way, that they use to straighten black people's hair is full of toxins that are very dangerous to their skin and their hair. Sometimes their hair comes out in big chunks because there are dangerous toxins in that. By the way, they aren't putting any of those in straightening products that are in hair meant for white people. If she was to wear her hair in braids, that would be 8 to 10 hours. When was the last fucking time you spent 10 hours on your hair? You just clip in them fucking extensions of yours because they look like a horse's old fucking ratty tail. So don't come for her hair. Just saying. So yeah. She was under scrutiny for every fucking thing she did. From the birther bullshit before he was, while he was being elected, to, oh, look, imagine her going to a state dinner in a sleeveless gown. But it was okay for Jackie Onassis. It's okay for her and a few other friggin' first ladies, but not for the black one. Or how about, how dare she? She planted a vegetable garden at the White House? How dare she? Or that black president put in a basketball hoop at the White House? Not too racist. Or the audacity of Barack Obama to come out in a tan suit? You mean just like Bill Clinton or Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, George W., or Dwight D. Eisenhower? All the greats. It's not good for the black guy, though. You don't think we see this shit up here, Megyn? This racist bullshit? You are a flat-out racist in my book. That's what you are. Well, you got kicked off the air for showing up at a party in blackface. Just saying. You say Michelle is bitter because society won't accept black women to just walk around with their natural hair. You say this is bullshit. Really? You go to any employment agency anywhere in the United States and you ask them, who gets hired more? Women with natural, like afros and whatnot? Or is it the black woman who spends 7-8 hours at a salon straightening her hair with lethal products? Who gets hired more? You know it's not the lady with the, I would say white standard is what they're going for, is preferred. Look at all the hosts on Fox. Who's the one there with the little Dora the Explorer hair there? You don't see her coming out with her hair natural, do you? No. I don't see her. The only people that get away with that are the men. Just saying. Abby Phillips. What if she showed up one day and didn't bother, just went and got her makeup done in the makeup room and just come on out on stage with a big old afro? Every one of you MAGA assholes out there would lose your shit. And I'm pretty sure the network would lose their fucking minds. So Megyn says only in Michelle Obama's warped mind does she think white people won't like them if their hair is worn natural. And then she says, the nerve of this woman to pretend that black women are the only women that have to spend a bunch of time and money on their hair to conform to these alleged society standards. Well, you've conformed too, but you just clipped them extensions in like I already said. Every woman I know spends a shit ton on her hair and to make it better than God made it. You don't have that many black friends to know that every woman, Megyn. You just don't. It's not a black thing. It's a human thing, she says. But she's always reducing everything to race. She's bitter. She hated being First Lady, and she hates America. She's bitter. She's bitter. Why don't you just come out and say it, you racist twunt? Come out and say, oh, she's an angry black woman. That's what you want to say. You're horrible. I have a question for you, Megyn. When the Obamas were in the White House, did you know that they had 10 times more death threats than any other resident that ever lived at the White House? 10 times more. And did you also know while that black family was in the residence that a bullet came through their living room window and could have hit one of the kids, Michelle's mom, killed the president? But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Now, here's what's really stuck in my craw over these last 2 days of watching you and your horsehair friggin' fake weave, whatever you call it. It's your cavalier attitude towards Epstein and whether or not he was a pedophile or not. 15-year-olds were aging out for him. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Megyn. He allegedly had 10 and 12-year-old boys that he abused as well. He had 12-year-old triplets flowing to him from his buddy that ran an extension of his modeling agency from France to him for his birthday or some such shit. 12-year-old triplets. I guess that's a novelty in their world, but yeah, they flew them in for an overnight and flew them back to France the next day, telling the parents it was for a modeling gig. And by the way, that guy also unalived himself in prison. It seems everybody involved with Epstein is unaliving themselves. I guess it's like shopping for windows in Russia or something, in my humble opinion. He flew them to Jeffrey for an overnight. He flew them there and flew them back. Trump allegedly had 12 and 13-year-olds at Jeffrey's Manhattan mansion. Most of the Trumpstein files have Trump's names in them at least 1,000 times. And there are 37, apparently, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, 37 recorded flights to St. James Island on both the Lolita Express and Trump's personal plane that landed in Little St. James. And then he was ferried over to Little St. James. You were a journalist. Why don't you call Lisa Bloom? You call her and ask her about her client, who was RAPED by Donald John Trump. Katie Johnson was what her alias was. Or better yet, why don't you just read her deposition? It's still online, by the way. Or 13-year-old Katie Johnson. She was 13. She was another survivor of Epstein, and so was 12-year-old Maria, who Trump, after he beat the other one, told Maria, I can have you deported if you tell anybody. And Trump told Katie Johnson that he was just way too rich for her to mess around with, and if she told anyone, her family would suffer. Allegedly. Epstein was the U.S.'s biggest child trafficker. I'm going to say over and above the Southern Baptist Convention. They had over 700, but Jeffrey's beat them. There's over 1,000 victims, and I don't know how many abusers. But this is globally. At least Southern Baptist just kept it local, just local. But he abused those girls, and he tortured those girls, and he rented those girls out to his billionaire buddies around the fucking world. You said your friend told you, and she was a very reliable source that has been around all the information for years, that Epstein wasn't a pedophile because he didn't essay 8-year-olds. Only 15-year-olds, because, that makes it so much better. And I guess by your friend's logic, when Roger Ailes was making advances and essaying you, that you should just suck it up because you were an adult. Is that what she's saying to you? After you went through all that as an adult and were allegedly traumatized by it all, how do you think these children from these poor families that were sexually assaulted probably in their home and were fleeing, a lot of these kids were picked up at the bus depot in New York City. That's where they were recruited by Gelin. Or those kids that couldn't find a place to sleep. They were living on the streets as 14, 15, and 16-year-olds. How do you think they felt? They had no place to go, and an offer of a modeling career? What kid in that situation isn't going to try and jump at that? So when you say Jeff Epstein wasn't really a pedophile, he liked the teen types that looked like they could pass for older, but looked a lot younger. And then you had to add that caveat that, that doesn't mean I'm not trying to make an excuse for this. No, you just did by putting that in there. You just did. But you believed this for years, you said. And now you're saying now that Pam Bondi, I don't believe anything she says, but in this instance, now that Pam Bondi said that they found thousands of files of child porn on his computer, you say, then, yeah, that's what pedophiles do. Pam Bondi never mentioned age. She just said that there were underage girls. And one last thing, because Alan Dershowitz massage girl at, I don't know, was she at Mar-a-Lago or was she at Jeffrey's, was 14 years old, that now would be a good time to try and pass a law to drop the age of consent to 14. they are minors. If they are under 18 years old, apparently only in 11 states, 17 in a handful of others, and in 30 states, the age of consent is 16, which makes me want to puke. But at least there's a little caveat in there too, 16 without coercion or distress. And you, Megyn, are a big blonde twunt. That's what you are. Oh, and you're so bitter. So bitter. Every time you're on your show, you're bitter. You're bitter. And it's usually against people that don't look like you. Anyway, 99 loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. Don't pay any attention to Megyn Kelly when she's talking about anything because she's covering up for the mango moose knuckle, in my humble opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Naughty Nana loves you. Be good to you first so you can be good to somebody else. Hangers on. I love you. Love me, like me, share me. Don't forget to subscribe. And newcomers, stick around long enough, you too can be a hangers on. I love you all so much. Have a good one.